Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Tim Oliver. I am the Director of the Institute for Diplomacy and International Affairs here at Loughborough University, London, and also the London Dissertation Coordinator until at least the end of the academic year of 24 to 25. I am joined by Anna Ligęzowska, who is the winner of the Dean's Dissertation Prize for 24-25 and also the winner of the Institute for Diplomacy and International Affairs Dissertation Prize for 24-25 for her dissertation, Fragile Peace, Persistent Systems, Child Recruitment Through the Lens of the Transformative Justice Cube. And Anna also took a distinction in her master's for security, peace building and diplomacy. So congratulations all round, Anna. Anna's going to talk to us today about her dissertation. And perhaps, Anna, you could begin by telling us what your dissertation is about.
Yes, most certainly. Thank you so much for having me. So what is my dissertation about? It's basically examining the question of why recruitment of children into armed groups persists, even though there are peace agreements. So my case study is, for example, Colombia, where I was looking at the peace agreement of 2016, the Havana Accord. And even though after the peace agreement, the recruitment briefly declined, it has increased drastically within the years afterwards. So this is like a gap between the reality and how it should be through the agreement. And I argue that it's not only a failure of implementation of the peace agreement or maybe a residue of conflict, but it is a much, much deeper issue. So it is a practice that is sustained by systems. So looking at Colombia as a case study, the dissertation shows how capitalism, colonial legacies, and patriarchy all come together and organize vulnerability, even though it's a post-conflict context.
And so why did you pick the topic?
I would say I chose the topic. My starting point is to do something that I really enjoy and I'm actually genuinely interested in. So I was looking at my master's program and at all the different topics that I enjoyed. And there were political violence, peace building is one of my cores, as already stated in the name of my program. And I was trying to get everything together to have the different lenses and perspectives of feminism, Marxism, decoloniality. And yes, if we look at child recruitment, all those things are so connected. And specifically, Colombia just offers a powerful case to explore these connections. It is often framed as one of the peace-building success stories. However, as I already explained, the realities are far more complex even until today.
So having chosen the topic, what was the biggest challenge in researching this topic?
I would even go a step before actually, because for me, it was to have the right research question in itself. So it is more of a process. I started with ideas and one research question, and then through time it's changed, and I had to adjust it. So I didn't completely disregard my first idea, but just to refine it and make it more specific and suitable for the case and for the lenses that I chose. What I would say, maybe it's also already an advice, but I would say that I was very open about this from the beginning with my supervisor, and I communicated this very, very clearly that this is the one thing that I will need the most supported, because as soon as I already had the idea and I knew what I'm going for, I was just going for the research. But first, to really understand the issue that I was having and then how to deal with it.
Yep.
Even though maybe I'm already 1 month in.
Okay. And then what about writing it? Because 10,000 words comes across to many students as a lot of words, although it's often not enough words. So what advice do you have about writing a dissertation?
About writing, I would say my main advice is to allow your project to change as you write. You don't have to be very strict from the beginning how it evolves. But as I said, my idea of the case study maybe even shifted more to more of a focus to the theory. and just to be flexible with the writing. I did not think that I would write this much about theory, but at the end it just became this. So my advice is just to go with, I would call it the intellectual flow, and just have fun with it. So until the end, I really enjoyed my topic. I didn't get tired of it. I was reading so much, but the main issue is more cutting some topics out and writing down what is only essential, because there are so many more things I could have said about child recruitment, about Colombia, but stick to the essential things and still have fun with it, have the intellectual flow.
And what do you want to do with it now? Do you want to carry on writing on this topic? Do you want to use it in your career? I mean, where next for you?
Yes, so right now, as I got this much support for my dissertation, I actually am considering to maybe take it apart and write journal articles about my theory and the case study. And also I am exploring PhD opportunities, as well as just like research focused roles, maybe even beyond academia. But focusing on the PhDs, that would be my #1 priority. And as I already said, I enjoyed writing my master thesis so much. And I would say this is how the dissertation also helped me to strengthen my theoretical and analytical skills. And just having this experience of joy in research is why I'm even considering a PhD in the first place. So yeah, it's really helped me to see what topics I enjoy, how I work. And yeah, what I want to do later on. So I hope this will be fruitful in the future.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Anna, and good luck. Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.